Thank you everyone for joining me today. My name is Michael Smith. I'm the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada. And yes, I'm back for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So what will the machine be today? Oh, and Cheryl says she is waiting for a machine that's more awesome than the Continental M7 and MemoryCraft 15,000. That would indeed be an awesome machine, Cheryl, because yes, I have both of those machines and they're both fantastic. But again, Janome's always got something up their sleeve for us, so stay tuned. And of course, you can bet if there is such a fabulous machine, it'll be here on Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. So lovely. So what is the machine today? So let's flip around and see. Oh yes, Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, Tanya's fabulous artwork. Yes, Luciano says drum rolls. I feel that I should, I need to do some sound effects or something like that. Definitely like to mix things up a little bit. And that brings us to, again, I like to do things a little differently now and again because, again, you're all wonderful, loyal viewers. So our Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, oh, you can see like a phoenix rising, rising up my stand, is, our fabulous machine for Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour is the fabulous Janome 100 years, look at that gorgeous logo, Janome 100 years since 1921, the fabulous 3160PG Anniversary Edition. Now, PG stands for pink gold. So the 3160 is a machine, actually it's not a new machine, it has been around, it seems like forever. The 3160 has been around, at least about probably a decade, because it's one of our most popular machines. A lot of people really love it. And of course, Janome said, oh, well, for our special 100th anniversary, we must honor the fans of that machine. And, it's such a popular seller, such a great versatile machine. So they made it this special Anniversary PG, again, stands for pink gold. And you'll see up here, bonuses included. So, normally on Magical Machine Mystery Tour, I have the machine already set up and ready to go. But I thought today would be rather fun. I just received this machine. You can tell by this shrink wrap on it. It's brand new. I have just received it. So, Evelyn, hello. Perfect timing. So I thought today would be rather fun to do an unboxing, if you will. We have a lot of new sewers, a lot of new sewists into the folds, and a lot of new, Janome fans or potential Janome fans and users. And I often get questions about, again, what machine should I get? I'm a beginner or I'm not quite a beginner. I've been sewing lots of masks, but I'd like to upgrade. What machine shall I get? Or again, for those that are going away to the cottage or potentially looking at, depending on your COVID restrictions in the world, maybe we're looking at going to a class, or maybe we're going to a quilt retreat or something like that. What machine would be great for that? So I thought, again, to do this fabulous unboxing. So normally when you receive a brand new machine from your dealer, it may even, again, have this shrink wrap on it. So this is the wonderful thing about Janome machines. No matter which one it is, they are so well packaged, so well protected. Look at this beautiful anniversary logo. Now, normally all the machines don't have this beautiful box, but again, for the anniversary, why not do it upright? So you can already see lots of information on the box. Again, bonuses included, which is great. So when you receive a brand new machine, it may still have this shrink wrap on it. So by all means, cut that off. Now, what I love using, I don't like using my scissors, but I like using, this Janome surgical seam ripper. It is super sharp, so be very careful with it. You can get these in a blister pack from your Janome dealer or from the Janome scissor set that comes in a beautiful red case. So I love using this surgical seam ripper because it's super sharp. So I cut the shrink wrap off and then again open the box, and then we're ready for the unboxing. Now again, to make things a little easier for me, I've already taken the machine out of the box. So normally, you open it up and boom, there you go. So with the magic of television, isn't that wonderful? There is your machine in the box. So I'll just drag it a little forward. So this is what it would look like in your box there. Oh, Luciano says it's a little like Christmas. Yes, unwrap the gift. I agree. No matter when you may get a Janome machine, it definitely is like Christmas. So here is how the machine, again, looks in the box. The first thing you will see when you open the box, yes, there's some special instructions here. And the manuals. And again, there's a manual in French since we're in Canada, so that's great. Or again, we want to instantly, the first thing I do is locate this instruction manual, which is why it's always on top of your machine, because you want to, especially with a brand new machine, you want to keep this instruction book handy. Now, as I said, Janome also has a couple of little extra pieces, an extra little sheet of information, and then also very important is your warranty. So you definitely want to make sure that you keep track of this warranty as the original purchaser, depending on where you get this from, your Janome dealer, or again, if you shop at our Canadian shopping channel, for example, you'll have this warranty in your machine. So as the original owner, you will want to keep this. The warranties are non-transferable, so it is just for the original seller or the original purchaser of the machine. If you go to sell this on the secondary market, this warranty does not transfer with the machine. It only stays with you as the original owner. But very good to keep track of, and again, the instruction book, because with this instruction book, we're going to make sure everything is in the box. Now, when you get to more, oh, Tanya's here, hello. When you get into the more sophisticated machines, you definitely want to make sure with your instruction book in hand that everything is included and that you don't lose track of it, because, you know, the Janome machines are so well packaged that it's easy to get little parts and pieces tucked into all this packaging, you know, to save space and to make sure nothing moves. So just go through your instruction manual to make sure everything is included. So when we remove the styrofoam that's all around the machine, again, it is all custom molded to whatever machine that we have. So even if you need to save space and you want to get rid of the box, although again, in this case for the 3160PG, it's very beautiful. So if you can save the box, great. But if you can't save the box, how about you save the styrofoam that again is all molded around the machine? So again, if you need to save space and dispose of the box, if you can save this styrofoam, if ever you need to move your machine, you know, transport it, or if you get rid of all of your packaging, maybe you want to contact your Janome dealer and get a fabulous Tudo roller case for your machine so you can store it and transport it in style. So when we get the machine, again, oh, the anticipation, it's just so fun. We've got this beautiful extension table. Again, everything is wrapped so thoroughly. So great that we have an extension table. So that's definitely one reason. Now, most of our Janome machines come with one, but if not, then we often have the extension tables available separately. So again, double check with your Janome dealer if there is an extension table for your machine. But again, for a lot of our QDC range of machines, the extension table is already included. So that's definitely one reason to upgrade to a machine, to have that extra space. And of course, we all love these legs because they're not the screw-in kind. They stay attached, so you just have to flip them up. And did you know these little black rubbery grips, again, we can adjust these totally as you need to. So if your table is not quite level, you can make sure your extension table is level by, again, adjusting the legs individually to make sure all of them are, again, nice and level, and even with your machine bed, so that's great. You know, handy marks here on measuring if you have inches or if you have metric, so isn't that handy? So that is very cool. And then, oh yes, you can see as we get into the really fun stuff. Now your power cord, again, very important. But the cool thing is, you know, most Janome machines use the same power cord here. So So when you have multiple machines, if you have like a 550E embroidery machine, for example, and you have the fabulous 3160PG, all you need is this one power cord and it will work on both machines, for example. So you don't have to clutter your table underneath with a bunch of cords. You could use the same cord, unless you want to use both machines at the same time. Then you'll need two cords. But sometimes, again, you can save that cord clutter by using the same cord. So that is great. So that's included. And again, everything is so beautifully packaged. Now, with your 3160 QDC pink gold machine and a lot of our QDC machines, you will get this beautiful quilting attachment kit. So I have shown this on previous Magical Machine Mystery Tours. And again, you can just see here that, oh yes, I've got the open toe satin stitch foot. So great visibility. This foot we will use with decorative stitches. So there's a little groove underneath, so these stitches will form. And then also included in this little quilting attachment kit is the 1/4 inch foot with the guide. Everybody loves having that black guide there. So again, all of our piecing is very accurate. Oh yes, the even feed foot, very important when we're going to be quilting through all layers. Or again, if we're using some slippery fabric, maybe a velvet fabric with a nap, and then it wants to move and creep by using this even feed foot, all of our fabric will, the top layer and the bottom layer will end up at the same spot, so it won't creep, so that's good. But also this even feed foot will again help when we're quilting through all layers of the backing, the batting, and the quilt top. There's even a quilt guide bar, so we can attach that to the even feed foot, and then that will again help if we're going to do parallel rows of stitching or cross hatching, so we really don't need to mark the fabric. We can just use that quilting guide bar. And then, one of my most favorite attachments ever. Now, all of these are available separately in a blister pack, all of these feet and attachments. But again, it's great in this little kit. So if your machine didn't come with one of these kits, again, they're available separately from your Janome dealer. But this cloth guide is fabulous. I've demoed this on previous Magical Machine Mystery Tours. And again, I've written blog posts on our Janome Life blog about using this cloth guide that attaches into the needle plate or the bed of your machine, and then it helps you line up your fabric so everything is beautifully even, great for a nice deep hem, or you're hemming some curtains or hemming a winter coat, or again you can use that for your piecing. There is a little open toe darning foot as well for your free motion quilting. So again, all little feet that you will need for your quilting or for your variety of sewing is included with your 3160 QDC. Also included, look at those, gorgeous. These are your bonus items included. This quilting attachment kit is one of them. And then the other one, yes, look at these beautiful pink gold bobbins for Janome 100th anniversary. So isn't that beautiful? Now we also have, because we can never have too many bobbins, we also have pink bobbins like this in our Janome with the cherry blossoms, since Janome is Japanese, so cherry blossoms are very important. So these are also available from your Janome dealer. So again, you can never have too many bobbins. So that is great. Then is a little bag that included with all of your accessories. So again, this is when we're going to take our instruction book and go through and make sure all of these are accounted for. We can find out the names of what everything is. So that's good. And again, everything so beautifully packaged. Most of our machines, many of them will come with one sort of cover or another. They're either a vinyl cover, a soft vinyl cover, or they're a nice, hard plastic cover like this one is. Or then we get into the more, top of the line machines that they'll have the semi-hard black canvas covers. So again, most of them come with one kind of cover or another. So this one, again, all beautifully covered in, wrapped in paper or wrapped in the plastic. I'll leave this here. So then here are fabulous hardcover, so that's included with your 3160 QDC. Now again, this is the inside. So again, everything is so well packaged. So again, if you have to remove and throw away the box, maybe you'll save this styrofoam that will be here when you have to travel and move your machine, so it's well protected. So here at long last, again, is your beautiful 3160. PG stands for pink gold, and oh, you'll see they are really well packaged. Again, I have to pull to get it out there, so isn't that great? So I'm just gonna grab my power cord. I already have one here, so we plug that in. Whoops. There we go. So the machine in all of its glory, isn't that gorgeous? Now the regular 3160 QDC, you can go on to the Janome.ca website to see the regular machine has a blue faceplate. So then who doesn't love to coordinate? So, oh, you can get some blue bobbins to go with that 3160 original faceplate. But then again, for the pink gold, so anniversary edition, 100th anniversary edition sticker, so that's beautiful. And again, the accents of pink gold. Now you'll see right away, oh yes, tucked in the middle here is your foot pedal. So this comes with your machine, all fine and good. But did you know from your Janome dealer that you could also upgrade to this fabulous big extra large foot pedal? It is the same port that plugs into the side of your machine. So you could even use this foot pedal if you wish, again, as an upgrade from your Janome dealer. So that's great. The machine itself, you will see, oh yes, we've got this little bit of styrofoam here. So this is included in your Janome machine if you have a needle threader, which most of our Janome machines do. So this little block of styrofoam is there to protect the needle threader. So again, Janome thinks of everything. Everything is so well packaged. When you think these machines are coming from the other side of the world, being shipped over. So again, of course, they have to be very well packaged. And then there's always this little slip of paper underneath as well to protect the presser foot and the feed dog. So again, everything is so well thought of. So this is your fabulous 3160 QDC. Now, yes, we'll tour the machine right away. Ooh, yes. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Yeah, so we'll tour the machine. Again, you'll see how beautiful it is. Ooh, and how very simple to operate as always. So with a name like 3160, you can imagine there are 60 stitches here. Very conveniently, you can see exactly your choices. We've got a good mix of like utility stitches, and we've got some decorative stitches. And then, again, some more little decorative stitches there, some quilting stitches. Again, some more fun, like decorative stitches. These look like the cross stitch, you know, so how great. And look, built-in buttonholes, one-step buttonholes. So isn't that fabulous? So again, when you think of, oh, I would like to upgrade, I'm not quite a beginner, but now I want to upgrade. These are some of the features that you would definitely want to upgrade to. Again, your one-step buttonhole, and then you got a good variety of stitches without maybe having too many. I hear from many people saying, I don't want a really fancy machine, but we all love having, some push-button controls. So things like the stop-start button, we don't even need to use that foot pedal if we don't wish. So that's great. We've got the reverse button, so that's wonderful. Lock stitch, oh, this is great. You know, at the end of our seams, if we don't want a back stitch, then we can just use that little lock stitch. It'll stitch a couple of stitches in place, hold everything secure. Needle up and down, again, all electronic. Who doesn't love that? Very simple. Scissor button, everybody loves that. That'll trim your threads automatically. And then when we do the selection here on the LCD screen, this screen tells us what stitch we are. Right now we're in basic utility 00 stitch. That is center needle position, straight stitch. So this will tell us the stitch. And then up here is what presser foot the stitch recommends we use. So right now it's the A foot, which is the regular zigzag foot that will be included on your machine. It'll come included with that A foot already attached. And then going over here, we've got the stitch width and then stitch length. Very easy to select with your cursors here. So right now I've got stitch 00, but then I can go over and say, oh, maybe I want to do this, a blind hem or an overcast stitch, stitch number 11, for example. So we can scroll up here, one stitch at a time, or we can move the cursor over there with this button, and then now we can go up to tens. So that jumped up to 12, or then that jumps up to 22. So let's go back to, oh, I want stitch number 11, and now we can move the cursor over here so it's under the 2. And then there, I'm on stitch number 11, which is here on our screen there. And then it tells us, oh, to use the C foot for that overcast stitch. And then they recommend automatically the machine is set up for your stitch width of 5 and your stitch length at 2.5. Now you can again move your cursor over and you can adjust these to a certain extent. Now, when you're using that C foot, which I'll show you in just a moment, you want to be careful adjusting your width. Oh, see, it won't let me adjust it even lower because it knows, hey, you may make a mistake. So it's wonderful having an electronic machine like this that it already does a little thinking for you. So that's really good. When you can't further make a selection, again, it does that little beep, so it won't let you. Again, I love that. Again, stitch length, if we would like to adjust that, then we move the cursor over here, and then again we can go, oh, we can't go any more, but now we could reduce it if we need to, but we can't make it any longer. So some of these stitches are already pre-programmed. For our regular basic straight stitch, for example, let's go back here. So our regular straight stitch, for example, then, oh yes, we can adjust the width. Right now, you'll see it's at 3.5, meaning that center needle position. So automatically, I know this is a 7mm wide machine. That needle plate is 7mm wide for a wide zigzag. And I know because that 3.5, that center needle position. So then we can adjust that, again, to make it all the way 7mm wide. And then stitch length, we can ultimately go all the way up to a 5.0, which is a nice long, like basting stitch, for example. Or again, if I was going to do some piecing, then I would, put that back to straight stitch. But again, for piecing, personally, I like to do a 1.8. So it's a nice tight stitch. So you can adjust that. Now, yes, when we get back to the machine itself, or to the feet, all the fun goodies that come with the machines. Again, oh yes, we've got like our bonus of our pink gold bobbin, so isn't that beautiful? But yes, this is where we're going to flip open our instruction manual, and I always say get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and then you're going to go through, and it's going to tell you what all the parts and pieces with the anatomy of the machine, so you can learn exactly what's this little doohickey up here. Well, that's the take-up lever. That's very important when you're threading the machine, that the thread be hooked around this take-up lever. So it's nice to, again, know the anatomy of your machine, which goes through everything. And then here, yes, right inside the manual, it will tell you what is included in your machine, what's everything called. Because, things like this, what in the world is that? That looks a little weird. Well, when I go over, and then it says, oh, number 13, it's the screwdriver key. And again, doesn't always look so familiar to us. So again, double check that everything is included in your machine, because again, as these machines are so well packaged, some of these things could get tucked away in the packaging, and then you may end up throwing it away and not know, oh gosh, it was in the packaging. So there we go. So here is, whoops, everything included in our little accessory box. So what these little parts and pieces are for is then when we have the secondary spool pin, when we want to wind our bobbin up here, or use a twin needle, we don't need to unthread our main spool pin, which is back here. We could use this secondary spool pin, and it just fits over like that. And there's a little hole here at the top of the machine, so we just insert it like that. How simple. And again, full instructions in the manual, but it's almost like a puzzle. And then this little piece of felt here, you know, it's so cute. It comes again with so many machines. This little piece of felt goes down here over your spool pin, so it just gives you a little cushioning. So when you put your fabulous, like Madeira polyneon thread, or it could be any thread, you know, that when you put your little spool of thread there, it just kind of gives you a little cushion. So then you would wind your bobbin with that. So isn't that great? Now also included, of course, is your, you know, seam ripper. Yes, you know, if you sew, so shall you rip. So there's your seam ripper, and then yes, your little brush to clean out your bobbin area there. Which is great. Ooh, you will see on the machine here is one big spool cap already on the machine, but also included is a little spool cap. So depending on what size of spool or cone of thread you use, you have a spool cap to accommodate. And you know, when people have threading woes, stitching woes, one of the first questions I ask is, what spool cap are you using? And again, I've talked about that a number of times on previous Janome's Magical Machine mystery tours. And again, your manual has all instructions about which to use when. Now, also included with your machine, a little pack of needles here, which is great. Now, of course, you can get more needles in the package, or yes, packages like this from your Janome dealer. These Janome red tip size 14 needles I use for the majority of my sewing. So your machine will always come with a couple of little extras, which is great. But then again, you can always get more from your Janome dealer. It's always great to have a bunch on hand. Now, also included, speaking of bunch on hand, you'll have a couple of your Janome J bobbins, which may be a little hard to see. Oh, maybe you can see there's a little J in the center of the post. So when I always talk about Janome J bobbins, this is to what I'm referring, is this J on the post of the Janome bobbin here, so you know it's an authentic Janome bobbin, because there is a rubberized compound in here, believe it or not, that will help you quiet your machine so it won't be so noisy. But also, again, when we're stitching really fast and all of a sudden we stop, then the bobbin will stop. You know, we don't want it to continue to spin. But so by having that rubberized compound in these authentic Janome bobbins will definitely help improve your stitch results. And we want to make sure that these are class 15. So if you are buying other bobbins out there, make sure that they're at least the class 15, the same size as these Janome J bobbins. But again, how perfect that you get this beautiful bonus pack of bobbins included. So that is good. I'm of the impression you can never have too many bobbins. So of the presser feet included, again, your manual here, your manual goes through everything that, oh yes, you have like your E foot, your zipper foot. Now to see a demonstration of this foot, you can go back to Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour, or then the A to Z with Janome series, the very first Instagram live series I did, the A to Z with Janome series, I demoed all of the Janome presser feet. So E zipper foot, you can see a demo there. Or here is our satin stitch foot, the F foot, that again, this is the closed toe version. So there's this little bar across. You can still see quite well. But again, there is an open toe version in your Quilting Attachment Kit, another of the bonuses included with this machine. And both the F2 foot, the open toe version, and this F foot, again, there's the little groove underneath, so the satin stitches can form quite beautifully. Now, there I was mentioning about this is your screwdriver key. So here, when you want to unscrew your needle plate, then you will use this to unscrew the needle plate to get in there to clean, and you will unscrew this little screw here when you want to take the foot holder off, for example. And when you want to use that even feed foot or that open toe darning foot that's included with your Quilting Attachment Kit, with these 2 feet, you'll need to take the foot holder off, or as people often call this, the ankle. You know, if this is the foot, this is your ankle. So then again, you're going to use this little multi-purpose tool. So isn't that cute? And again, you don't need to worry about getting under this depth here. Now, included or from your Janome dealer in a separate blister pack is the little white screwdriver that comes with a number of machines as well. But you know, sometimes, oh, that may be a little awkward for you depending on your dexterity. So then again, great, these are available in a separate blister pack, or again, your machine will come with this. So this may be better for you to use, again, based on your dexterity. Now, also included in your machine, 3160PG, the G foot, the blind hem foot. But you know, I also love using that foot for edge stitching. It's about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the fabric. And this is how I made these pin tucks. I folded the fabric like that, stitched that little 1/8 of an inch away, and that created a pin tuck. And because I had the guide in the G foot there, it's like a little rudder running down the side or the middle of the machine, and I moved my needle over all the way over to 1.0, then I was able to do that straight line. So there's you know, some multi-purpose capabilities with some of these Janome feet. So it's very good to read your instruction manual, get comfortable with the feet, and then you can go into play. And then also included, I mentioned this C foot that is for the overcast, that it mimics a serger. It doesn't cut your fabric, but it mimics a serger in that these little stitch fingers that are included in the foot, you know, this is what supports those stitches as they go over, and they go over this little brush off the edge of your fabric to totally finish the raw edge, just like a serger. So this is what your C foot does, again, using that like number 11 stitch, for example, that's on your machine here. This is it. So it can completely finish off that raw edge, again, just like a serger, but it doesn't cut the fabric. So again, you can multi-purpose feet, you can use it you know, in many different ways, and again, the machine, the electronic machine, does a lot of thinking for you, so it won't allow you to make some mistakes, because again, in a foot like this C foot, we don't want to make the stitch too narrow because we don't want to hit those little stitch fingers, so the machine won't let us do that. So isn't that great? So as usual, oh my gosh, that is such a whirlwind. Again, I always plan on talking so much and showing so much, but the time just goes by fast. So of course, I'll have to do another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour featuring the 3160PG, so you can see it all in action. Again, this was mainly an unboxing video, which I've never done before, so I thought that would be a little fun to do. Now, when I will discuss the 3160PG again, oh, I don't know. It's part of the mystery. So hopefully you will all stay tuned with me. And let me flip this around. Ooh, there we are. Oh, that beautiful overhead lighting, always. So thank you everyone for joining me today. Again, that's such a whirlwind, but I was so excited to share that machine with you. And again, if you're brand new to the Janome brand, you know, again, welcome to the family. I started with Janome 30 years ago this year when I bought my very first little Janome machine, and again, fell in love with it. So when I joined the company 5 years ago, of course, I jumped at the opportunity. I had already been a Janome fan, you know, for 25 years. So it's amazing when you join the Janome company or family, you know, that you are in very good company. So welcome to everyone who's new to the brand. And again, for those who have already been using Janome machines forever and think, oh, again, I would like a new machine for, again, travel or classrooms, or just because it's Janome's special anniversary, the 3160PG is an excellent machine for that too. So, oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. I absolutely, oh, Tanya, I miss you too. Yes, thank you. It's absolutely my pleasure to share all the Janome love I can. So thank you everyone for joining me today, and I will see you next week for another Janome's Magical Machine Mystery Tour. Again, what machine will I be talking about? Oh, I don't know. It's a mystery, so you must tune in. Oh, Cheryl has been a customer for over 35 years. And I have loved it from the first, oh, Memorycraft 6000. Fabulous. Yes, this is the only time that we love to share our ages. Isn't that true, that we don't mind? I love meeting everyone and saying, I've been a Janome fan and user for 40 years, 50 years. It's amazing. Wouldn't it be great to find someone who's actually been a Janome user for 100 years? Oh, I would love that. So thank you everyone for joining me. Have a fabulous day. Bye.